Hey guys, how are you? I haven't posted on YouTube in a minute, but I'm going to post a masculine collective. These eclipse energies were insane. Insane. So we're going to see what has shifted with the masculine collective because I feel a huge one. To start off the reading, the men have been under spiritual attack, trying to stop their awakening, as a mass awakening with men, especially, has been occurring. Some of you viewers as well, you've been going through shifts and changes. The old self is dying, like it is gone. So there's orchestrated events that are occurring right now to bring forth the true divine masculine, okay? So this is going to be interesting. So what I get here is that their spiritual abilities are amping up right now, okay? They're starting to get in touch with their abilities. They're starting to have sight, and this might be bringing forth a lot of anxiety for them. And they might be a bit withdrawn and quiet, or they might be a little bit moody, confused, tired, exhausted, sick, that sort of thing. By the way, if you want to leave a sticker of $4.99 or higher in the comments, I will get you a mini message like usual, okay? Let's see how many of those stickers we can get on this video. It also helps circulate my content around you guys when you comment with stickers, okay? So they're starting to get in tune with their manifestation skills, and a lot of the divine masculine collective have the strongest manifestation skills, okay? Even stronger than the feminine energy. And they don't know this, but they're starting to understand this. So they're starting to manifest their dream life right now, okay? So they're in their head thinking about what they want. Maybe they want to build a home, or they want to start a business, or they want a new job. But what's going to happen as they manifest this, they're going to lose everything around them, okay? So there's likely a lot of dismantling of their current 3D life. They're probably losing their jobs right now. They might be getting sick of their jobs. They're starting to walk out of their jobs. They're frustrated with them, okay? And this is them getting free from everything holding them back from the divine union with you and building that empire with you and that generational wealth, okay? So they're thinking about their future and they're feeling trapped. So they're getting free from these entrapments right now. But this is also a very painful event, okay? So this is also bringing forth their shadows. So they're facing the deepest part of their shadow right now, their biggest fears, that feeling of lack of control when they have like a 9 to 5 job, or they have these restrictions or these tie downs to the matrix. They feel somewhat in control, which is, illusion, so to speak. So a lot of illusions are being exposed to them as well. Also, people that are keeping them tied down, which is like the gatekeepers in their life. This could be their parents, siblings, exes, current partners that are karmic in their life, are coming out and showing themselves, that are keeping them from their fullest potential and their freedom, okay? So they are desiring this freedom and they're wanting this freedom, which is exposing their shadow, their insecurities. There's a lot of spell work being thrown at the men right now, so they may need a curse removal. Your masculine may want a curse removal, something to book on my website to help them get more confidence in their freedom, okay? These blockages are starting to really weigh down on them, and they're feeling these blockages. There's back pain, there's neck pain, headaches, stomach pain, okay? All sorts of pains coming up as these blockages are being felt as they ascend, okay? They're being forced to let go of everything and trust in faith and trust in the divine path, because they really don't have any other choice, right? And part of that divine path is you. So union is on their mind, but it's not the number one thing on their mind right now. What's on their mind is, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to get this going? How am I going to build? And they are actually building for the union with you, despite the fact they may not know that, right? So their spirit is driving the entire situation, their ancestors, their spirit team, and all of that, okay? So all of this happening is bringing them closer to union, especially if you've had the 2 heart clearing with me, you guys. This is going to resonate more with you, okay? You're going to follow the timeline of my readings a lot more. You don't have to have that clearing with me, but it's just going to be more resonating for you if you do, which is on my website, okay? So as they start to get closer to you in the divine union, all of these blockages are being felt, okay? They are having like friends step in their way and go, what are you doing? Why are you giving up your job? Why are you allowing this to happen? Why are you trying to start a business? Why are you taking so many risks? Because they're being drawn by spirit to take risk right now, okay? And this is because the masculine collective has the potential to be a lot more than what they have been doing, okay? In the past, they have thought that they had to have a 9 to 5 job. They had to work this boring job. They had to have this boring life. They had to be with a conventional partner they don't even love, right? And they're walking away from this. So they're starting to walk away from everything. So if they're still with the karmic, you guys, and you think they're really happy with that karmic still, this is an illusion. They're not. Okay? They still feel a bit blocked from these things, but they're getting the courage and stepping into that masculine role to say, hey, I don't want that. Okay? So all this deception is being exposed. It's being well seen, well felt by them. They're starting to feel energies on another level. So they're starting to feel, the lying, deceiving, manipulation. They're starting to see the matrix for what it is. They're starting to see that they're in a prison when they don't have to be in one. They're starting to feel this sneaky energy around them that could be friends and family trying to be like their gatekeeper to keep them held back. Okay, I feel like some of them have angry people around them right now trying to tell them, you can't do that, you can't do this, or making fun of the divine feminine because she's spiritual, which what it really is, you guys, viewer, you're already free. You have a free spirit. You have faith in everything, okay? And the divine masculine is starting to follow your light, okay? And everyone around them is kind of giving them shit about this. Like, well, why are you doing that? Why would you take risk like that? Or why would you want to be with her? She's weird. And I do feel like they're talking about you a lot. That's coming in as well. They're starting to step in the energy of love and understanding that their life purpose needs to come from the heart. It needs to come from the soul. They're also understanding the love that you were trying to give them was for their best interest. And this is the thing, viewer, once you met this person, okay, they started their awakening and their life began to fall immediately. And they probably got scared because everything around them was no longer reality, right? So you broke that illusion and that delusional state that they were sitting in, and you brought them closer to truth, okay? But they didn't accept that, which therefore induced a separation, okay? Which is typically part of the process with counterparts or twin flames, right? So they stepped away, but now with this eclipse, it's like everything's manifesting in the 3D, and that 3D life that you pointed out that was artificial is actually falling, and they're knowing right now that you were right. They knew you were right at the beginning, but they didn't want to accept it, okay? So everything's coming to balance for them. They're also serving a lot of karma. So there's a lot of blows to their financial stability right now. But with the Justice card, this is also an indication to me of spiritual contract. So the spiritual contracts that are with you are starting to come out and starting to manifest in reality, which when I do the 2 heart clearings, you guys, I will cancel karmic contracts and I renew the spiritual contracts, okay? So these are starting to manifest. These are starting to happen, okay? And they want to make that money and stability. And part of that spiritual contract is they have to do it with you, okay? And look at this, freeing from illusion. So their spirit is free from illusion. Their mind is free from illusion, but their 3D life isn't quite there yet, right? So they're like going through hell with this, like just so much pain, mental anguish and stuff like that. And there's going to be this new beginning manifesting, but it's going to take a little while yet. They're finally going to get their wish fulfillments. They're finally going to accept their wish fulfillments, what aligns with the heart, the body, mind, and soul. Okay, they're starting to feel sick when they are engaging in anything that is not part of their divine path. Okay, when they go to a job that is not aligned with them, they're feeling sick at that job. When they're with a partner that does not align with them, which my third-party banishments also make this worse, they feel literally sick, okay, around these karmic partners or these karmic jobs or whatever it may be. So their wish fulfillment is that stability with you, that freedom, that union with you, that want to be with you, okay? But they put distance in this connection because of the fear. But look, they're coming back. They're a bit hesitant, so right now they're like running in circles, okay? They do owe karma to the divine feminine for the way that they treat you. and they owe an apology, but they also have to give back to you. So they have to serve you like a queen, okay, the queen that you truly are, okay. And in return, they're going to get their king status, right? A king takes care of his kingdom, a king takes care of his queen, and therefore the queen puts him on the pedestal of a king, right? So they're learning this the hard way. A lot of the masculine have wanted to be served and wanted to be a bit male chauvinist or narcissist and wanted the queen to be submissive to them and just put them in king status when they didn't deserve it, right? So with the judgment here, this awakening is happening. There's spirits surrounding them right now, putting them into this transformation and grand awakening process and forcing them to work on their future and work on themselves, okay? And this, I feel, is your energy. You're kind of sitting here in this divine feminine energy. You're sitting here, you know, as the beacon of light. You're drawing them in like a magnet. And as they draw in towards you, they have to face all of their obstacles. They're not allowed to come towards you carrying their baggage or their old life with them. Okay, their emotions are very deep right now. They're starting to purge. They're starting to show who they truly are, which is these emotional beings. Their feminine side, which has to do with emotion, love, and all of that, is also starting to show as they balance the feminine masculine within themselves. So there's going to be some really quick, fast changes happening. These are going to be painful. Telepathic communication, intuition is going to be on fire. Okay, so you may feel the divine masculine in the dream state. You may hear their thoughts. You may be having kind of creepy dreams about them right now, or you might be having some dreams of the future with your union with this person. This is actually dreams showing you what is to come, okay? Some of you might be having dreams of marriage or having a home with them or running a business with them or having a family with them. This is actually showing you what's happening. So they are withdrawn right now. So even if they're with a karmic partner and you think everything is great because everyone tells you they're fine or they're posting on social media, everything's great, that is not true. They are making plans in secret as they are withdrawn and isolated. Okay, and their plan is to come to you. So they're making that plan to come to you, even if they don't realize it. Their soul is making this plan. Reconciliation is definitely manifesting in the near future, and there's going to be no questioning who they are supposed to be with, okay? So this is the start of something really, really big, okay? So comment below and let me know if you resonate. Have a good day.